Happy New Year, glad to be back. A legendary band released their first and only #1 Hot 100 single on this day. The group really had no interest in singles. In fact, this 1979 song was the first song they released as a single since 1968. One of the band's singers wrote the song about his views on formal education, which were framed during his time at a boys' boarding school. The original version was much different than what ended up being the hit. One verse and one chorus, only 1 minute 20 seconds long. Producer Bob Ezrin thought it could be big if it was longer. He pitched two big ideas. He was a fan of the band Chic and got the idea for adding a disco beat when he was in New York and heard the music Nile Rodgers of Chic was making. He pitched it to the band, and according to the guitarist, quote, Ezrin said to me, "Go to a couple of clubs and listen to what's happening with disco music." So I forced myself out and listened to loud four-to-the-bar bass drums and stuff and thought, God awful. Then we went back and tried to turn one of the parts into one of those so it would be catchy. When Ezrin heard the song with a disco beat, he was convinced it could become a hit. The band resisted, saying they did not release singles. The songwriter told him, quote, "Go ahead and waste your time doing silly stuff." The second idea was more of that silly stuff. Ezrin had engineer Nick Griffiths record a choir of children from a nearby school singing the song. According to Ezrin, when he played the children's vocals to the songwriter, there was a total softening of his face, and you just knew that he knew it was going to be an important record. The finished product was released in the UK in November of 1979, and on January 7th, 1980, Pink Floyd released Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 in the US. It was the band's first #1 on both sides of the Atlantic, and their only chart topper in America. It was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Performance by a Rock Duo or Group, and it appeared at number 384 on Rolling Stone's 2010 list of the 500 greatest songs of all time.
Hey!